Imagine waking up each morning with unshakable confidence, fully aware that you have the ability to accomplish incredible things. Picture yourself setting a standard so high that it forces you to surpass your own limits, transforming not only your goals but your entire life. Yet, so many of us fall short, not because we lack the potential, but because we haven't truly elevated our standards. We settle for good enough when we are actually capable of greatness. But here's the truth, extraordinary results don't stem from ordinary beliefs or habits. They come from a single choice, a choice to raise your standards, to expect more from yourself, and to refuse to settle for anything less than what you're truly capable of achieving. Today, we're diving into how you can break free from mediocrity, eliminate limiting beliefs, and step into the extraordinary version of yourself. Because when you raise your standards, everything shifts, your actions, your results, and ultimately, your life. Think about this. What's one area of your life where you know you've been settling? Maybe it's your health, career, relationships, or even personal growth. We all have that one thing we keep postponing, that one goal we convince ourselves we'll tackle someday. But here's the hard reality, someday never arrives unless you choose to make today that day. Raising your standards begins with a moment of absolute clarity, a moment where you say, enough is enough. I deserve better, and I'm willing to work for it. But what does raising your standards really mean? It's not just about setting higher goals or dreaming bigger, it's about aligning your daily actions, your mindset, and your habits with the person you aspire to become. It's about refusing to accept mediocrity in any part of your life. Here's the truth, the life you're living right now is a direct reflection of the standards you've set for yourself. If you want something different, you have to become someone different. But this is where most people get stuck. They set a new standard, feel excited, and then, like clockwork, that little voice creeps in. You know the one. It whispers, who do you think you are? You can't do this. You're not good enough. Sound familiar? That voice is your limiting belief speaking, the stories you've told yourself for years, the ones that have kept you playing small. If you truly want to raise your standards, you need to confront those beliefs head on. Let me ask you this, what's one belief you've been holding onto that's been holding you back? Maybe you think you're not smart enough, not talented enough, or not worthy of success. Whatever it is, it's time to challenge it. Because here's the reality, your beliefs shape your world. If you believe you're capable of greatness, you'll find a way to make it happen. But if you believe you're destined to fail, you'll find evidence to confirm that, too. That's why awareness is the first step. You have to recognize those limiting beliefs before you can rewrite them. And once you do, you must replace them with empowering beliefs. Instead of saying, I'm not good enough, start saying, I am capable of learning and growing. Instead of, I'll never succeed, say, every failure brings me closer to success. This isn't about lying to yourself, it's about choosing to focus on what's possible rather than what's holding you back. Now, let's talk about action. Raising your standards isn't just about shifting your mindset, it's about shifting your behavior. It's about making choices that align with the person you want to become, even when it's difficult. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Here's the secret, extraordinary results don't come from extraordinary actions. They come from ordinary actions, done consistently over time. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. And let's not forget about accountability. If you're serious about raising your standards, you must hold yourself accountable. That means setting clear goals, tracking your progress, and being honest about where you're falling short. It also means surrounding yourself with people who push you to be better. Because the people you spend the most time with play a huge role in your standards. If you're surrounded by people who settle, it's easy to settle too. But if you surround yourself with people who strive for excellence, you'll naturally rise to that level. Here's the bottom line, raising your standards is a choice. It's a decision to stop accepting less than you deserve and start expecting more from yourself. It's a commitment to growth, to excellence, and to becoming the best version of yourself. And yes, it's tough. It takes courage, discipline, and the willingness to step outside your comfort zone. But here's the good news, you are far more capable than you believe. You have the potential to accomplish extraordinary things if you're willing to elevate your standards and do the work. So, what's one standard you're ready to raise today? What's one area of your life where you're done settling and ready to push for more? Whatever it is, commit to it. Write it down. Share it with someone. And then take the first step. Because the path to an extraordinary life starts with a single decision, the decision to raise your standards and refuse to accept anything less than what you're truly capable of. Remember, this isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the kind of person who achieves them. It's about crafting a life that reflects your highest potential. And it all starts with you, right now. Are you ready to raise your standards and step into your extraordinary self? Raise your hand if you notice more brown than red in the room. Now, open your eyes. This time, focus on red, search for red everywhere around you. Raise your hand if you found more red now. Say aye. Why is that? Because whatever you look for, you will find. In fact, you'll even start seeing things that weren't really there. How many of you spotted beige and called it brown just to feel successful? Or saw burgundy and labeled it red for the same reason? Once you believe something is a certain way, your need for certainty will make you adjust things to fit that belief. Let me show you in just 2 seconds why the rich keep getting richer while the poor continue to struggle. I call it the success cycle. Quickly draw 4 squares and put them up on the screen. Take a look, you'll see these words: potential in the top left, action in the top right, results in the bottom right, and belief, or certainty, in the bottom left. Each one is connected by arrows, feeding into one another in a continuous loop. Now, have you ever noticed how happy people seem to get even happier while those who are depressed seem to sink deeper? This is because of momentum in what I'm about to explain. What's the true potential of any human being? Unlimited. But do most people's results actually reflect that limitless potential? No way. And why is that? Because most people simply don't take enough action. But let's take it a step further. Can you take tons of action and still see poor results? Absolutely. Imagine a salesperson knocking on 100 doors but saying, "You wouldn't want to buy something, would you?" They might not say it out loud, but their body language does. Does that impact their results? Of course. It's not just about taking action, it's about the belief behind it. When we doubt ourselves, we tap into less of our true potential. And when we're uncertain, do we take massive action or just a little? Exactly, just a little. And with minimal action, what kind of results do we get? Poor results. And those poor results then reinforce our belief that I knew it wouldn't work, leading to even less confidence. This downward spiral is what keeps people stuck. Now, let's flip this in the other direction. What would happen if you had total certainty that an economic downturn was actually your greatest opportunity? That the worst economy was your chance to thrive? If you had unshakable certainty and kept applying the fundamentals, would you tap into more potential or less? More. Would you take more action or less? More. And when you take massive action with full belief, what kind of results do you get? Big results. And once you start seeing great results, what does that do to your belief? It strengthens it, and the cycle repeats, but this time, in a positive direction. This is how momentum works. Your life and your business don't have to reflect the economy, you create your own economy. It's your choice. Will you let winter freeze you out, or will you grab your snowboard and make it the best season of your life? The key is managing your beliefs. That's exactly what we've been working on all week, arming you with tools to break through. But here's the reality: when you go home, everything we've covered will be tested. Your everyday life, the limiting beliefs of people around you, whether it's one person or an entire team, will challenge you. That's why integrating this mindset is critical. If you have high standards but don't truly believe in them, you'll lose momentum. That's why certainty is everything. So, what are the 5 keys to making this stick? Go home and raise your standard, turn your shoulds into musts. Identify and eliminate limiting beliefs, anything that holds you back, destroy it. Shift your mindset through results, visualize your success repeatedly until your mind believes it. Take bold action, confidence grows through action, not just thought. Surround yourself with the right people, because the momentum of those around you will either pull you forward or drag you down. This is your moment. Decide right now, will you raise your standards, step into your full potential, and take control of your future? Storming through fire isn't really about fire walking. The state you're in during that walk across fire is a metaphor for anything in life that used to stop you. And once you've crossed the fire and find yourself on the other side, something you once thought was difficult or even impossible suddenly feels easy. You start thinking, if I can do that, what else is possible? It's incredible, not just intellectually, but emotionally. And after walking on fire, something like cold calling doesn't seem like a challenge anymore. You get the idea, right? Ladies and gentlemen, what we're really talking about here is shifting your beliefs. Now, here's the third key. If you want to achieve the best results, you need to model what works. That's exactly why we've spent 5 days and nights here, bringing you models of success. Now, the challenge is, how many of you already have a huge to-do list waiting for you when you get back home? Oh my God, right? Laughter. How many of you have big outcomes you want to achieve? Say I. Laughter. And how many of you have the same amount of time you had before? Say I. In business, when something absolutely must get done, you make it happen. You either do it yourself or hire someone to do it. That's the key. Are the things you're taking home with you shoulds, or are they absolute musts? If it's a must, you'll find a way to do whatever it takes. And if you're thinking, I don't have the money, then really, you can't afford not to. Hire someone who knows what they're doing, leverage resources, and get it done. The only way to play at a bigger level is to take a little bit of risk. That means getting the right resources, or at the very least, being resourceful enough to find them. Ask yourself, what's great about this? What opportunity is opening up? What's possible? What have I been missing? How will this make me grow? What have I learned from this? What am I willing to do to still get the outcome I want? That leads us to the fourth step. You intensify and innovate. And finally, the last step is simple. Step up and give. Give more than anyone else could possibly expect. True transformation happens when you stop focusing on getting and start focusing on giving. Think about it. Whenever you've been at your best, you were giving. I remember this moment so clearly. I was driving my old Volkswagen Bug, struggling, just 19 years old, on the 210 freeway in San Gabriel Valley. It was almost midnight, and I was frustrated. I felt like I had tried everything. I'd had big wins like the one you just saw, but nothing seemed to be working. I kept asking myself, why am I not getting what I want? And then it hit me. I pulled over to the side of the road, grabbed my journal, and wrote down a full page. I still have it to this day from when I was 19. I wrote, the secret to living is giving. And I realized my problem wasn't what I wasn't getting, it was what I wasn't giving. That moment changed everything. You can't expect to achieve an extraordinary life by following the same path as everyone else. That's just not how it works. Every great leader understands the key to success is constant and never-ending improvement. And that means always educating yourself and developing emotional mastery, because that's what determines whether or not you follow through. The opportunity for self-education is everywhere, but we need to shift our mindset. Too many people complain, I'm doing what everyone else is doing, but it's not working. The truth is, this is the greatest time to be alive, if you're growing, learning, and developing valuable skills. Instead of focusing on what's not working, ask yourself, where are the skill sets that are valued in the marketplace? And how can I work harder on myself than on anything else? Because if you become more valuable, you'll be able to give more, do more, and create more change. When I interviewed Warren Buffett, I asked him about the best investment he ever made. I expected him to mention a company, but you know what he said? He told me, Tony, it was going to Dale Carnegie. Why? Because developing himself was the most important investment he ever made. He learned how to persuade, how to communicate, and how to influence. He said, every idea I ever had would have died on my lips if I hadn't learned how to communicate. That little course became one of the most valuable things in his life. If you find your passion, you'll have incredible, sustainable energy. But momentum doesn't sustain itself, you need to keep doing the next thing to keep it going. That's why getting into a passionate state matters. It's what allows you to make real changes in your life. Because the only thing that truly changes your life is making a decision. And you don't make powerful decisions when you're in a low energy state, just sitting around thinking, maybe I should do this. No, you decide when you're fully engaged. If you make a decision without passion or momentum, it won't stick. Decide. Commit. Resolve. Some of you have built momentum before, you've gotten passionate, you've even made a decision. But making a decision is just the beginning. A decision is like a battle, you've chosen a path. But commitment means you follow through no matter what. Whether it's easy or hard, it doesn't matter, you're in for the long haul. And resolve? That's when it's already done in your mind, so there's no other option. Once you reach that level, the only way to maintain your momentum is to take immediate, massive action. Write this down: massive action is the cure-all. Massive action solves everything. If your relationship isn't where you want it to be, if your finances aren't where you want them, if your body isn't where you want it, if your business isn't thriving, what's the solution? Massive action. And if the first approach doesn't work, try something else. And if that doesn't work, try something else again. Keep going with massive action, and you will find the way, because action creates momentum. At the end of the day, raising your standards isn't just about achieving success. It's about becoming the person who deserves it. It's about showing up as the best version of yourself every single day, even when it's tough. It's about refusing to settle for anything less than your potential and choosing to live life at the highest level. Extraordinary results don't happen by accident. They happen by design. They happen when you commit to raising your standards, taking consistent action, and believing in your own ability to create the life you want. So, what's your next step? What's one standard you're going to raise today? Whatever it is, commit to it. Take that first step. Because every small action you take moves you closer to the extraordinary life you deserve. Thank you for watching, and thank you for choosing growth. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Let's build a community of people committed to living extraordinary lives. Until next time, keep raising your standards, keep pushing your limits, and keep believing in the incredible person you are becoming. You've got this. See you soon.